Day 6, Part 2, Practical Implementation of all of the basic statements that we discussed in our previous session. So, welcome back everybody. I'm Prakash Pradhan, your trainer for this entire series. Now, in this session, we are going to talk about some of the practical topic, or we are going to see the practical implementation of some of the basic statements that we discussed in our previous theoretical portion. So, if you have missed out Day 6, Part 1, Theoretical Understanding of the Basic Statements of QBasic, I suggest you to go through that. So, now, without wasting your much precious time, so let's go ahead and start the practical of those theoretical statements. Now, in our previous class, the first statement that we discussed was a tab statement. Okay, so let's start with that. And we also understood that with the theory that the tab statement is used to position your cursor in a user-specified column number of a first row. So let's assign some value over here. Let's say so these are the two words that I'm going to assign over here. And then we'll use how the tab can be used. So if I use print $, okay, $, and $B, and if I end it and run this program, you'll notice that it will get printed in first row, first column. Since the comma is used, so it's going to give a one tab space. Otherwise, I can use this semicolon also. So what it is going to do now, it's going to bring two data close by. Okay. Now, even if I do this, print $, so it's going to occupy two rows and first column, two rows, first column. Whereas, if you say that I would like to print the second word at the corner or in the middle of the first line, that is not possible until and unless you use the tab, SPC or locate statement. Now, first we are going to talk about the use of the tab statement. So, we discussed previously that tab statement is used to position a cursor in a user-specified column number of first row. So, if I use it over here, tab, and I say, let's say 20, and I use $, okay? Now, the output of this will be the first word $, will get printed in a first row. Okay? It will get printed in a first row, first column. Whereas the second word school will get printed in first row, column number 20. Have a look. Okay? Now, if I increase this column or space into 70, then it will get output somewhere around over here. What if I exceed the limitation of first row, that means first row column, that's a 80 column. What about if I give, let's say 120, where will be the output? In the next line? You make a guess, and the answer is no, it's going to execute in the same line. Why? It's not going to help you to go to the next row actually, because the tab means only first row column or space. It will not occupy second row. So that's why tab statement is used to position a cursor in a first row user specified position. The maximum column number that you are going to use is 80. So that was the concept of your tab statement. Now the next statement we discussed was your spacey. SPC, that is used to indicate the space actually, and you might be wondering both are same like a tab, but in fact it is not. So let me show you the example. Let's assign, anyway we are having online classes, okay, it's completely locked down, it seems like every day is holiday, so that's why I wrote the word holiday itself. Now if I print $, okay, it's going to print in a first row, first column, but after that if I use SPC and I give 20 and I print the second word. Now have a look to the output, then I'll explain. See, you might be wondering that or thinking that both are same. Answer is no. Why? I'll tell you. SPC is used to skip the number of columns from the last printout. That means when the last time $B is printed. So let's see how many columns it's going to occupy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So after 7th column, it will start counting for itself. That means if I have to show you the practical implementation of this, if I say 1, that means right after that word, the printing will be done. That means it will take column number 1 after printing those 7 characters. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After that, it will take the first column. So that's why there is small gap. Now, if I make it 10, now after printing the first word, it's going to count the 10th column gap and then it's going to execute now. See here. That means it is not same comparing to the tab statement. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Now, let's talk about the next important statement that we very often use in order to print the data in certain pattern or the user specified rows and column number. So that is obviously a locate statement. So I'd like to repeat again that the locate statement is used to position your cursor in user specified row and column number. The purpose of tab and the purpose of space was to occupy only the column or space, first row by default. But if you wanted to print your data in certain rows and certain column number, in that case only locate can help you. For example, if I print $, okay, and second, if I wanted to print the value of $B in row number 10 and column number 50, for example, then I'm going to write locate row number 10 and column number 50, for example, and then I'm going to print it, what, $B. And now if you see the output will get executed something like this. That means it's going to execute your data in row number 10 and the column number that you specified, 50. See here, row number 10, column number 50. If I increase this one into row number 20, because we do have up to this 25, so I'm going to give 20. So if I run this program, now it's going to execute in row number 20. Have a look. Okay, so that's why it's going to help you a lot whenever you wanted to print your data in any pattern format, any designing. So most of the time, we use only the tab, but when we get some sort of question to display our data in a certain pattern, in a design format, like it might be in a triangle, so in that case we have to make a best utilization of the locate statement, because it is only the locate statement that's going to help you to position your cursor in your desired row number and the column number of that particular row. Okay, so I hope I made it clear for this one also. Now the next statement that we discussed in our previous theory was a read data. So I'd like to repeat once, the read data statement is very commonly used in QBasic programming. Read statement is used to declare or define the name of the variable and the types of the data that you're going to use in your program. And the data statement itself is used to declare or assign a data to the variable that's been declared by the read statement. That means read and data work hand in hand. Okay, so let's see now example, read $, $B. That means I declared over here two variable and two data types, because each variable is data type. That means one is the string variable and second one is also a string variable. So let's make it one at least numeric and one as a string. So I'm going to write over here, print my name is, I'm going to write $. Okay, and for example, second one I'm going to give a break. Just if you simply write a print, it's going to give a one-line break. Then I'm going to write over here, my phone number is, let's say phone number is in B. Now when you run this program, first it's going to execute the CLS, it's going to clear the output screen, and then it's going to search or it's going to read. That means it's going to declare a variable. So we declare two types of variable, one is the string, one is the numeric. Now the read statement will go in search of the data which we have not declared so far. So let's say data, okay, Rohan, and let's say 13, for example. I don't know who's this Rohan and how old is he. I don't know, but just for the instance I gave. So if anyone, whoever is watching this program, find that his name is Rohan, please don't take it personally. It's not your name. I simply gave this name. It can be anyone's name. So now, so Rohan 13, that means the name will be Rohan. The age I have given as a 13. That means when I run the program, this program will go in search of the data which is being declared by a variable read statement itself. Okay, now if I run it, you might have noticed this $a is the string variable, but the string data should come in between double quotation mark. Of course, we do understand that B is the numeric variable, so the data is not between the double quotation mark. It is accepted, but the string data was supposed to be in between the double quotation mark, which we have not done. What do you say? Will it execute? Yes or no? Just make a quick guess. And the answer is yes. Why? You have clearly stated, I'm going to declare the first data type as a string. That means whatever you write over here will be accepted as a string, no matter even if you declare a number, because string can take both the data. So if I run it, you are going to get this output. Have a look. See, my name is Rohan and my phone number is whatever 13 I gave, okay, as a age I guess, and I gave it's okay. So now these are the way how you can use your read and data. So if I take another one example of read data as per the theory that we did, so let's say read PTR, we are going to write a program to find the simple interest, okay, and then what we're going to do now, read PTR SI is equals to, I'm going to write P into T into R divide by 100. But you might be thinking, where is the data? Of course, we are now declaring a data at last. Okay, so we're going to write simple interest is equals to, I'm going to write SI. So where's the data? Data is here. Okay, let's say 200.3.10. Now what happens? Before this line is executed, that means this line is executed, read will go in search of the data that is being associated with it, including a data type. Don't forget that. Okay, data type all are integer. If the symbol is not used in QBasic variable in order to assign a value, that will be treated as an integer numeric variable, for which we have discussed in our first video. If you have missed out, I suggest you to go through that. Now P value will be stored as a 200 and T value will be stored as a 3 and R will get stored as a 10. So that's why when I run this program, it's going to execute something like this. So simple interest is 60. So this way you can use, or you can make the best utilization of all of these basic QBasic statements. Okay, we do have long journey, long way to go. This is just starting only. So I do believe these basic statements were, in an easy way I try to explain to you all. So if you find it fruitful, please do like and subscribe. Thank you.